Hey guys, my name is Reno, and today I'm going to be teaching you about proofs with parallel lines. Alright, so the corresponding angle is converse. As we learned a while back, a converse is the opposite of a true conditional statement. So let's take a look at this. The corresponding angle is converse. If two lines are cut by a transversal, so the corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Alright, so let's apply that in a practice problem here. Find the value of x that makes m parallel with n. Pause the video, find the value of x, come back for the right answer. Alright, so now that you're back, we know that these two corresponding angles must be congruent according to the corresponding angles theorem. So we can see that 3x plus 5 is equal to 65. Next, let's subtract 5 from both sides, which gives us 3x is equal to 60. And then divide 3 from both sides, which gives us the final answer of x is equal to 20. So the lines m and n are parallel when x is equal to 20. Alright, so the alternate interior angle is converse. So if two lines are cut by a transversal and the alternate interior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So you can see here, if these two angles are congruent, and we know that they are because of this line and this line being the same, lines J and K are parallel. The alternate exterior angle is converse. If two lines are cut by a transversal and the alternate exterior angles are congruent, then the two lines are parallel. As you can see here, angle 1 and angle 8 are congruent because of the same line, then lines J and K are parallel. Alright, the consecutive interior angle is converse. If two lines are cut by a transversal and the consecutive interior angles are supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. So you can see here, angles 3 and 5 are supplementary, then only J and K will be parallel. Alright, next, the transitive property of parallel lines. So if two lines are parallel to the same line, then they are parallel to each other. As you can see here, if P is parallel to Q and Q is parallel to R, then P is parallel to R. As you can see here, line Q is parallel to both P and R, so therefore lines P and R are parallel. Alright, so now proving the alternate interior angles theorem. Prove that if two lines are cut by a transversal, so the alternate interior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. You're given that angle 4 is congruent to angle 5, but you have to prove that angle G or line G is parallel to line H. Pause the video, try this out, and come back for the right answer. Alright, so now that you're back, so let's separate this into two columns with our statements and then our reasons. So we're given that angle 4 is congruent to angle 5, that's our given, and we know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 4 is because of the vertical angle congruence theorem. We know that two vertical angles are congruent, and then angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. That's because of the transitive property of equality. Since we know angle 4 and angle 5 are congruent, and angle 4 and angle 1 are congruent, we know that angle 1 and 5 are congruent. So therefore, G and H are parallel because of the corresponding angles congruence converse. That was the very first converse statement or theorem that we learned. Alright, so now determining whether the lines are parallel. In the diagram, R and S are parallel and angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Prove that line P and line Q are parallel. Write a paragraph proof for this. Pause the video, try this out, and come back for the right answer. Alright, so now that you're back, we need to prove that line P and line Q are parallel, and we have to write a paragraph proof. As we learned, a paragraph proof is just a proof written in paragraph form, so let's get started. So we know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 through the corresponding angles congruence theorem. Since these two lines are parallel, the corresponding angles are also all congruent. Angle 2 is congruent to angle 3 through the transitive property of equality. We know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3 and angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So through the transitive property of equality, angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. And then through the alternate interior angles converse, line P is parallel to line Q. I hope you guys found this video educational. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and then come back for more educational videos like this.